Alright, today we're gonna solve a problem from 2018 Math Olympiad. Alright, what's up YouTube? Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me today. And if this is your first time here, thank you, welcome, and please subscribe. Today we're gonna go over problem 4 from 2018 International Mathematical Olympiad. So first thing first, here's the problem.
Aside as any point xy in the plane such that x and y are both positive integers less than or equal to 20. Initially, each of the 400 sites is unoccupied. Amy and Ben take turns placing stones, with Amy going first. On her turn, Amy places a new red stone on an unoccupied site such that the distance between any two sites occupied by red stones is not equal to square root of 5. On his turn, Ben places a new blue stone on any unoccupied site. A site occupied by a blue stone is allowed to be at any distance from any other occupied site. They stop as soon as a player cannot place a stone. Find the greatest k such that Amy can ensure that she places at least k red stones, no matter how Ben places his blue stones.
Okay, so before we move on to the solution, I need to admit I do not know how to solve this problem. I have to look up solutions. But the problem is really cool and the solution is really cool, so I would like to share it with you guys. Alright, so with that in mind, let's understand the problem a little better. First of all, what is up with that square root 5? Well, we can apply Pythagorean theorem. In order for two cells to be square root 5 apart, you need to have a squared plus b squared equal to square root 5 squared, which is a squared plus b squared equal to 5. In order to have a squared plus b squared equal to 5, the only way is you have one of the variable equal to 1, the other variable equal to 2. Which means in order for two cells to be square root 5 apart, one cell needs to be 1 in one direction and 2 in the other direction from the other cell. If you know how to play chess, that's precisely the move for knight. Okay, with that in mind, let's try to fully play the game one time. Except the game is designed for 20 by 20 board, which is huge. We're just gonna play the game on 4 by 4 board with the same rule. Alright, so here we are. We start off with Amy placing stone anywhere, so let's say Amy places stone right here. Since Amy places stone here, remember from now on there are certain places that Amy cannot place her stone anymore. Namely those places that distance square root 5 away from her original stone, or the stone that knight move away from her original stone. So I'm gonna mark all the cells that she cannot put stone anymore with little cross there. And keep in mind, Amy cannot put stone there anymore, but Ben can still put his stone there if he wanted to. Alright, so it's Ben's turn. He can put absolutely anywhere except where Amy put the stone already. So he can put it right here. And it's Amy's turn. Amy can put it anywhere except where red stone is, blue stone is, and red crosses are. So she can put it here. And since she put it here, there's one more place that she cannot put the stone in the future, which is right here. And now it's Ben's turn. Ben can put the stone right here. And it's Amy's turn. Amy can put the stone right here. There are two more cells that she cannot put the stone, here and there. And then Ben can put it anywhere, and maybe Ben decided to put where the cross is this time. And it's Amy's turn, and it's Ben's turn, and it's Amy's turn, and it's Ben's turn, and it's Amy's turn. But look, Amy cannot put any stone anymore because all the cells are covered by either red stone, blue stone, or red cross. So with this, the game is over, and Amy has put 5 stones on the board. Alright, now that we know how the game is played, let's look a little deeper on what the question is actually asking. So what is that k that the question is asking? Alright, so think of the problem this way. Alright, so while playing this game, Amy is always thinking this way. I want to place as many red stones as possible. And Ben is like, you want to do that? I want to do the opposite way. I want to block you from placing stones. But Amy is like, okay, you want to do that? But with my strategy, no matter how you play, no matter how smart you are, I am certain that I can place this many stones on the board. And that many stones is the k that we are looking for. That number is different from just maximum number. Amy can put red stone on the board because maximum number would be 200. Why is that? Well, there are 400 cells on the board. They're taking turns, so Amy can put 200, Ben can put 200 there. But in order for Amy to put 200 on the board, it required Ben to cooperate too. But since Amy has no control over how Ben places stones, then the number k that we're looking for is going to be much smaller than that. So to rephrase question, we find K that satisfies two properties. We find the K that 1, Amy can put K stone no matter how Ben play. And 2, Ben can block Amy from putting more than K stone no matter how Amy play. So that's pretty much all you need to know about the setup of the problem. So if you like, you can pause the video here and give it some thought on how to solve the problem. If you like, you can try to solve the problem in the case of 4x4 board and see what is the K in the case of 4x4 board. And I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, time for solutions. So the answer for 4x4 case is 4. It's guaranteed that Amy can put 4 stones on the 4x4 board. And the answer to original question, the 20x20 board, is 100. It is guaranteed that Amy can put 100 stones on the board. I will fully show the solution for 4x4 board. The solution for 20x20 board will use the same reasoning but a little more. So if you understand how 4x4 board works, then 20x20 board is not too bad. Let's look at the first part. What is a strategy for Amy? How can Amy place a stone so that she can always put 4 stones on the board? And here's how. You look at 4x4 board and you color the board black and white alternately like this. So why is this helpful? So let's think of it this way. Let's say that Amy put her first red stone on a white cell. Then she cannot put her future stone on any of the cells that's square root 5 away from her first stone. But take a look at all those cells. All those cells are in black. With that in mind, Amy's strategy is simple. She's gonna be like, okay, I just gonna focus on white cell only. If she only put stone on white cell, she doesn't have to worry about the square root 5 rule because 2 white cells would never be square root 5 apart. And if that's her strategy, the only thing that blocks her from putting stone is Ben. So there are 4 times 4, which is 16 cells in total. 8 of them are white and the other 8 are black. But Amy says she's just gonna put her stone on white cells, so are there 8 in total. But she's taking turn with Ben putting stone. Since there are 8 cells, even if Ben decides to put his stone on the white cell too, Amy can still put 4 stones on white cells. And that's the reason why Amy can always put 4 stones on the board. And alright, we complete half of the question. And the other part is, how do we know that Ben can always prevent Amy from putting 5 stones on the board? This strategy is actually the tougher part of the problem. Ben doesn't know what strategy Amy is using. Even if he does know what strategy Amy is using, then there's no way to tell if there will be black cells still available after we cover all the white cell. So how can we come up with strategy for Ben? And here's how. So Ben's strategy is, if Amy put her stone somewhere on the board, he's gonna put his stone on the opposite side relative to the center of the board. So for example, if Amy put the stone here, he will put stone here, while if Amy puts a stone here, he will put stone here. The strategy is actually pretty easy to understand, but why does that work? Why does that prevent Amy from putting 5 stones on the board no matter how Amy play? And here's why. Among 16 boards, let's group these 4 cells together like this. And here's where the magic happens. What will happen is, no matter where she put her stone in this 4 cells, she will block 2 other cells in this group by the square root 5 rule. And Ben's strategy, he will also block the last available cell in the group. Like, if Amy put the stone here, then square root 5 rule will block her from putting future stone here, and then Ben will put his stone here. What does this argument say about these 4 blocks? Among these 4 blocks, Amy can put at most 1 stone on these 4 blocks. Because no matter where she put it, she will block 2 and then will block the last one. So among 4, Amy can put only 1. But the same argument can be applied to this group of 4, this group of 4, and this group of 4. So we basically partition 16 cells into 4 groups of 4. And with Ben's strategy, in each group of 4, Amy can put at most 1 stone in each group of 4. Since there are 4 groups, the best Amy can hope for is Amy can put 4 stones on the board. So Amy's strategy say no matter how Ben play, she can put 4 stones on the board. Ben's strategy say no matter how Amy play, she cannot put more than 4 stones on the board. So 4 is the answer for the case of 4x4. Alright, and you might feel like, okay, 4x4 is easy, it's small. How do you move to 20x20? The fact is, 20x20 is not a lot harder than 4x4. For Amy's strategy, it's the same. You can color the board the same way, and Amy can just focus on the white cell, and since there are 200 white cells, she guaranteed to get at least 100 stones on the board. For Ben, it's a little tricky, but you can divide 20 by 20 board up to a bunch of 4 by 4 board, and you just look at 4 by 4 board and apply the strategy according to that sub 4 by 4 board. Then with that, you can divide cell in a group of 4 according to sub 4 by 4 board, and in each group of 4, Amy can put at most 1 stone in that group of 4. So there are 400 cells, there are 100 groups, so with Ben's strategy, the most Amy can hope for is 100 stone on the board. Therefore, 100 is the answer. Alright, so that's all I want to talk about today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you haven't done already, please subscribe. And I'll see you in next video. Peace!